Welcome back to the channel. I am Scott. Today we have a powered pedal board from Vangoa. Vangoa. It's got an A in there. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce it. I think it might just be Vangoa. And came in this nice case as you saw from the quick unboxing at the beginning there. And now we got all spread out here, ready to go. This is probably going to be the best angle we're going to see, but in case I want to talk to the camera about it a little bit, I might switch it up during editing. So let's take a look at what we got. We've got the pedal board itself with these feet that fold in and out, which is kind of cool because when you put it in the case, it'll lay flat. And across the top here, you have on and off switch, which I absolutely love because I don't like having to unplug powered pedal boards if they don't have a switch. That just makes it so much easier. I can leave it plugged in, turn it on, turn it off when I want to. You've got an in here and an out here. Now, when we go and get everything plugged in, the first pedal's in is going to be plugged in here. And then they'll daisy chain through here and go in here and then out. Now, is that necessary? No. Is it a isolation feature, noise isolation feature? No. It is just so these lights up top here play along with the sound coming from your guitar. You'll see in just a second when I plug it in. It's kind of cool. I've been playing with it. But right here we got a big old AC adapter. Comes with all your pigtails. That plugs into the AC adapter. And then you've got all your power supplies. You got 10 500 milliamp negative center 9 volt across there. And then you have one 500 milliamp 12 volt and then one 18 volt 500 milliamps. So be careful when you start plugging pedals in that you don't plug them into an 18 volt or 12 volt if they only take 9. So yeah, you don't want to plug 9 volts into an 18 or 12 because you have a chance of damaging your pedal unless it specifically says that it can take 18 or 12. So let's get this thing set up real quick. I am going to use just the soft side of this Velcro because all my pedals already have the rough side of the Velcro. So we're going to save this because I might need it for pedals another day. So let's see how we can do this. See if we can make it just about perfect. Look. Let's get it lined up here decently. Looks good to me. Pretty. Let's do the next one. Very nice. Now that Velcro that it came with might stick to this better, so I might end up changing the Velcro on these pedals one day. Now I'm going to plug it in and you're going to be able to see what it does with the lights right here when your pedals aren't plugged into it. Now it is on, and as you can see, it's got a built-in microphone that picks up sound and blinks like that as you go. And you have a little potentiometer here that you can turn it up and make it a little more sensitive, or you can turn it down and make it less sensitive, or you can turn it all the way down and nothing. For my pedals today, I've got an old Sound Tank TS5 tube screamer from Ibanez. This is a hot rodded one. I did a little modification, and it is not a fuzz pedal, but there is a little piece of fuzz. So we're going to put that here. I think right about here. And I got a humanoid entity, old school one. This was a prototype that Bill gave me in a trade. And then I think I'm going to go with the old trusty TU3 tuner. Tremolo right after the entity. JHS 3 Series octave reverb. And this Strick Super Riot right there. So first things first, we want to plug one to the out and then to the input of the tuner. One thing I do want to show you is I've got my cables here, but if you have a cable like this, and you want to plug it in there. Sorry, Charlie, it's not going to work. So get yourself some flats or some pancakes. So I'm going to use a pancake here. I'm going to plug it right into there just to make it a little bit easier. And I'm just going to do the one on the other end too. Why not? Just have it ready. And I'm not sure if I'm going to go out the side here or if I'm going to try to route it over top. So let's see. First things first. Is there any way I might be able to slip it up because it is a flat cable. And it might sit, probably not very well. That looks like it'll work. All right, let's get the other ones. Get some power going on some of these. Some of these cables are longer than others, which is cool. Because with the shorter ones, if you have to reach from here to here, I mean, it's not that far. You could probably reach them all. How many do I need? 6. So if I got 6 short ones, it's going to work perfectly. All right, I do got 6 short ones. That's great. So first, let's go straight to the first 10 on this one. To the end there. The next one, I'm going to go to the strick. This one's a little different. And I might be able to tuck these down up underneath here. And that'll be even better. Look at that. Perfect. So far, so good. Let's get the tube screamer next. We'll run that right back out here because it's on the side. I can tuck that under there, and this is one of those goofy pedals that has everything on top. So this one's kind of weird, and we're just going to have to deal with that being all ugly and out there. I don't know any other way I can do that. This one's got top tube. Now the reason you want an isolated power supply is to cut down or eliminate noise, because sometimes you get noisy pedals that even when there's no signal, they can still be noisy. There we go. I don't know if, there we go. Tuck that down between the two of them. And my settings and all my pedals are going to be all jacked up, but it is what it is. Now with this tremolo right here, I can run 18 volts. But not with this JHS. Fry that thing like an egg. This one's one of the weird ones too that kind of comes around to the side. It's all good though. That goes back up top there. And we just got to deal with some ugliness, I guess. Alright, so there we go. All set up, looking nice. Let's see how well it fits in the bag with the feet down. Man, perfect. I guess this thing would be to slip over your guitar case. If you wanted to put it on your guitar case. That's cool. That's a nice case. Let's pull it back out of there. I really like those cool little legs that pop out that you can fold it all down. You ain't got a whole lot of mess going on underneath, so that's good. I mean, look how clean that is underneath with those short cables. Alright, so I got everything plugged up, ready to go. I've got it plugged into the More F15 Future amp. And as you can see under here, the one they're plugged into, they glow red, and that's cool. We're going to have to turn this potentiometer down on this because you'll see when I play, it reacts. Now that we know that everything's flowing, everything works great, let's talk about it. When I first got it and pulled it out of the box and did that unboxing, I was impressed right from the get-go. The nice frame construction of it seemed really sturdy. There's no, it doesn't look like there's any paint to chip, and it's got a nice, it's not quite a gunmetal, but it's a little darker color to it instead of your usual black, and it's great. I like it. And then it came with the Velcro and plenty of these pigtails, more than I need, really. But I like everything about it. Like I said, I like that on-off switch. I like being able to turn it off when I'm done instead of trying to unplug it from the wall. I like the in and out. That way you can kind of see the sound levels when you're playing. I like the legs, but you know what? They work fine. But I guess it depends what kind of angle you want to do it at. Maybe if you're sitting and this is a better angle. But when you're standing, I think that's a good angle right there. I think that works pretty well. The Velcro that came with it is very, very nice quality. Up underneath here, when it's turned on, you can see which ones are plugged into very easily with the red. I didn't have to use any of these, and I like the potentiometer on there so you can turn that sensitivity down and up. And it's very clean with those short pigtails. Very clean. If I left those outside there, it would be probably even cleaner on the bottom. The only downfall is this the big AC adapter. But maybe when they're engineering it, that was the best option. So yeah, the Vangoa PD-XL. I think this is the first time I've actually mentioned the model name of it. It's PD-XL by Vangoa. It's your instruction manual. Comes in all sorts of languages. And it's pretty straightforward and simple. If you're old like me, you might need some reading glasses. But it explains everything you need to know right in there. Now, this isn't your typical super budget powered pedal board. This is a little bit more. The Vangoa PD-XL runs for $159 on Amazon. I'll have some links down in the description, and they are affiliate links if you want to check it out and buy it. But I dig it. It's really nice. I knew as soon as I pulled out of that box that it was going to be something different than your typical pedal board, and it really is. Super nice. And this bag that it comes in, really nice. Great quality. Great quality. And for $159, I think it's fair. It's a fair price, considering what you're getting. I highly recommend it. And I've been looking for a more smaller, broken down pedal board instead of having a big square pedal board and all sorts of space. So this works great for me for when I just want to plug into my Blues Junior or something, have a good time. That's going to wrap it up. If I earned your like, hit that like button for me. And if you want to see more, subscribe and come on back. We'll see you next time.